All right, what is going on today, fam? Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Hey Mark. My name is Mark, and since I was a little kid, I struggled a lot with my mental health. And that inspired me to create this podcast and YouTube channel. Now, whether you're watching this or you're listening to this, I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart and say, I really appreciate you stumbling upon this video or podcast episode. Whether it's your first time listening or you've been supporting this podcast for quite a while, I just want to let you know that you are the reason that I do this. If you haven't seen this stuff before, then what you can expect is me just chatting about different adversities and challenges that I've faced, and occasionally, once a week typically, I like to interview people and talk to them about their adversities and their challenges to hear about their perspectives and how it's helped them grow into the people that they are today. Now, without further ado, let me please jump into exactly what it is I wanted to speak about today, which is something that people have actually reached out to me quite a bit recently on Instagram and Facebook, just asking me essentially what I journal about, what's in my diary. And today I'm going to let you know exactly what is in my diary, basically, what is in my journal. And, it kind of sounds a little bit odd, or it sounds a little bit weird for a guy that, is in the gym pretty frequently, is outgoing and outspoken about a lot of different things, to be keeping a journal, a daily journal at that. And I just wanted to kind of go over the different things that, I've been asked about. A lot of people ask me, how frequently do you write in your journal? What kinds of things do you write in it? And I've done an episode before on how to journal, which I've kind of gone into detail about some of these things. But I just wanted to kind of make this episode and basically let you know what exactly is in my journal and how I write in my journal every single day. So basically, it depends on my mood, and it depends on, how much time I have, obviously, and how much energy I have. And it also depends on how frequently I've been writing in it, during that time period. So right now, currently, it's 2020. It's November. We're about halfway through. I believe it's the 19th today as I record this. And I've actually kind of set up a challenge for myself to stay 100% sober this entire month. And following with that, I've challenged myself to read every single day and journal every single day, and a couple other activities that I'm trying to do, like workout and everything like that. But this is basically a video speaking about my journaling, so I'm going to just jump right into that. My journaling doesn't happen every single day all the time. That's just this month. Typically, it's maybe every 2-3 days, maybe once a week. But it is pretty consistent that way. And it has to be for me, because otherwise I get pretty anxious. My mind is racing like 90% of the time. I'm one of those ADHD kids that's kind of firing on all cylinders all the time. My energy levels are pretty high. And because of that, my thoughts are just kind of rapid. And because of that, my thoughts are just kind of rapid. And it's very easy for me to get kind of anxious or stressed out if I don't have a way of organizing those thoughts. So journaling has become a way for me to be able to organize those thoughts and just kind of jot them down on a piece of paper so that I can reflect back on them and kind of see different things. Now, during this month, I've been journaling every single day, and that's been helping me quite a bit, but sometimes it does kind of become a time crunch at the end of my day. So, like I've said, it does depend on my mood and what kinds of things I've been up to that day or that week, what I write down. If I'm in a good mood, then typically my journaling is a lot of to-do lists, writing down things that I'm really stoked about, writing down things that, I've either done that day and they made me really proud, or writing down things that are going to make me excited in the future, maybe events that are coming up, maybe things that I'm planning, maybe people I'm going to see. But obviously, due to the restrictions, a lot of those things are restricted. And so a lot of the times, if I'm in a good mood, if I'm So a lot of the times, if I'm in a good mood, if I have good energy and I'm excited, then typically it's just kind of recounting a lot of the things that make me excited, things that make me stoked, things that I'm excited for in the future, and how I can kind of continue these trends. Now, if I'm not feeling good, that's when journaling actually comes into play a lot more. Essentially, when I'm feeling good, it's just a way for me to kind of make to-do lists and continue feeling good the best I can. So whether that be recounting events that, I'm really proud of so I can try and continue those trends in the future, or it's just a way of writing down all of my thoughts so that I can, have a clear to-do list of maybe goals or just things that I need to accomplish within the next couple days. It helps me kind of stay focused, but it also helps relieve anxiety and stress because then I kind of have a clear indication of what I need to be doing on a daily basis, a weekly basis, etc., etc., etc. Now, if I'm not feeling good, then it's a little bit different. If I'm feeling stressed, depressed, or just kind of anxious, then a lot of the times what I'm writing about are things that make me stressed, depressed, and anxious. And I find that kind of helps me out because then I can kind of see different behaviors and activities that I do that maybe lead to negative feelings. And so a lot of the times that comes down to maybe, it could be really anything, honestly. Sometimes it comes down to, maybe I just sat down and watched YouTube videos for an hour and a half before bed. I skipped out on my reading. I skipped out on my journaling. Maybe I didn't do my meal prep. Maybe I didn't go grocery shopping, or maybe I didn't do my laundry or clean the dishes that were in the sink. And these are kind of little things that might build up and they seem insignificant. They feel like maybe they're not going to be something that, does make you anxious or depressed. Little things like cleaning your room even. And what I do like to see is when I take account for these things and I understand that, when I do take a full inventory of all these little behaviors and I notice that, hey, this week I was super stressed, but I also forgot to, do my dishes last week but I also forgot to do my meal prepping. So I'm kind of scrambling for what I'm going to eat at work. Or maybe I didn't do my laundry. So now it's kind of a rush or a time crunch for me. And that's going to stress me out and make me more anxious in the future or currently. Maybe it's something as simple as, a conversation that I had with somebody and the way I could have reacted differently or said something differently or anything like that, really. A lot of the times for myself, it comes down to either social situations where I didn't act accordingly or I said something that I probably shouldn't have said, or a lot of the time it really does come down to self-accountability. Things like, spending a little bit too much time watching anime or YouTube videos before bed and not following through with a lot of the tasks that I wanted to follow through with. So typically, if I'm not feeling good, it's more of a Dear Diary type format. And I'm writing down a lot of the things that I've been doing recently to try and figure out what it is that's stressing me out, what it is that's eating me up inside, and how I can change that or restructure it for the future. If I am feeling good, then it's more of to-do lists and just basic tasks and organizing my thoughts. But at the end of the day, journaling and keeping a journal, keeping a quote-unquote diary really helps me out because it helps me organize my thoughts and it brings a little bit more structure to my very unstructured mind. So if you found some value in this, if it gave you a new perspective, or maybe it even gave you a new perspective, or perhaps it even motivated you to go out and buy a journal or a diary or just write down your thoughts in your phone or maybe onto a random piece of scrap paper. If it helps you organize your thoughts or if it just kind of entertained you, then please feel free to continue following this journey with me. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, or continue to listen to this podcast for more content that's similar to this. It's not always about journaling, obviously, but it is just about kind of how you can get your mindset in a more positive. But it is going to be about topics that are going to help you keep a positive mindset as consistently as possible. And when you're talking to your friends about what kind of content you've been consuming, you can let them know to check out this content if they want to feel a little bit more positive, a little bit more happiness in their life, because as we all know, 2020 has been a stressful year for everybody. So please tell your friends about this, follow along with the journey, and have yourself a good day, a good week, a good month, and a good year for the rest of 2020. Thank you so much. Peace out.